guys, welcome back to Belle's Library. I'm Heather, and today we're going to go ahead and jump into my March week 2 reading vlog. I'm doing weekly reading vlogs for the month of March because there's a lot of really fun readathons going on, and I was hoping it would kind of kickstart and really get me through all of the reading plans that I have for the month. I want to read I think 20 books this month or something, so I've got to be a little on my game. So before we kind of talk about readathons going on, what my TBR is for the week, all the fun stuff to get this going, go ahead and click down below on that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also I have my Storygraph, Goodreads, and Instagram down there so we can talk bookish on all the different platforms. So check all of that out. And let's go ahead and jump into some of the other fun stuff we got going on. I also have my book of the month that I just got, so I figured we could open that while we're chit-chatting. So I realized after I wrapped up last week's blog that I really forgot to talk about some of the prompts that I had already done for the Greek godathon, so we're going to be good about that this time around, and I've got it laid out a little bit better. So that is one of the readathons that is going all month long that I am really excited to be doing, and there's a prompt for each of the Greek gods, and there's 14 total prompts, and so kind of working through a lot of those. I'm on Team Hermes, and so my Team Hermes prompt is going to give me more points than a few of the other prompts, but I'm going to try and get through all of them. That's kind of my goal there. And then also this week we started Squash That series, which is another 2-week-long readathon, so I'll do that this week and next week. It's just to try and get through some of your series that you've started and just kind of start wrapping things up. I saw this one and I was like, this is so fun. There's a game board. I'll try and put the picture up here of that, and you roll and go through the game board to get different prompts, and I was like, this sounds so fun and I need to read series. But of course I didn't have very many series on my TBR in the first place, so I had to kind of, make some interesting things happen there. But I pre-rolled, and I've got 4 different prompts that I landed on, that I figured out what we're going to be reading. And I think I have 2 of the prompts for this week and then 2 of the prompts for next week. So I will talk about all of that as we go through my TBR. So last week I had 4 books I was trying to finish, and actually I think I had 5. And this week I have 4. I only successfully finished 4 last week, which is totally great. That's a really good reading week, so I'm totally happy with that. And so we're going to try and kind of do that again. But I went ahead and I started I Killed Zoe Spanos by Kit Frick. I'm only 12% into this book, but my understanding was that this one had kind of a podcasty element, and we're following this girl so somebody went in and confessed that they killed Zoe, and there's another girl who runs this podcast, and she is seeing a lot of holes in this confession. She doesn't think that that's what really happened. She's trying to figure out what actually happened. At this point in this audiobook, I'm very confused. I think we're swapping between a couple different timelines, but we listened to the confession, which it does sound kind of weird, and things just don't seem fully right. But then also we're flopping to another perspective where we're following this girl who's going to go and nanny, and out in the Hamptons, and it's a summer job for her, totally different, and she's oh, this will be good for me, get away for the summer, I won't drink and be taking pills, and I can get away from the world a little bit. And she's gonna be taking care of this young girl, and yeah, so, but then I don't know, we're kind of flipping back, I think, into a different timeline where we've got, it almost seems like a future timeline where we're talking to the girl and being no, you didn't do that, you weren't in the Hamptons before. I don't know. I'm very confused, and I think part of it is because I'm listening to it on audio. I think it's going to start making sense. I just need to listen a little bit longer and start piecing together a little bit more, and then it'll be fine. But not being able to see all the names and stuff I'm just a little lost, which is fine. It will click. Just my visual brain doesn't see all the names, and I'm getting a little confused and whatnot, but it will all come around, I am sure. But yeah, I am a little bit into that one, and I'm planning on trying to finish that one up this week. So as far as what prompts that goes with, well, this one I'm using for Poseidon, which is to have some kind of water element. And if you look at the cover, the girl is in water. She's out at the Hamptons. There's a beach nearby. And also, I believe that Zoe ends up in like getting dumped in the lake after the incident happens where she is killed. So we kind of got a few different areas where water is kind of a thing. Next up, I have The Resting Place by Camilla Sten. I was supposed to read this last week as part of my Bookland TBR, and it's an arc that's coming out at the end of this month. So I need to get to it, and I'm really excited to get to it. I totally went off TBR last month, and I also got into a little slump because I was sick. Anyway, so we're going to read it this week so I can get a review going for that. But this one, we are following this girl, and her aunt passes away, and she like inherits the aunt's mansion from what I remember. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. And it's like where her grandpa, or not her grandpa, was it her grandpa? Somebody in the family died out there, and they haven't really been back. So nobody really lives there, but there's definitely something weird and spooky going on, or some kind of mystery. But she's gonna go out there with her like boyfriend and best friend and like lawyer or something. I will tell you about her synopsis when I actually get reading into this, but it sounds like it's gonna be like a haunted house type thing, but we're gonna be figuring out what really happened maybe years ago as well. I know in her last book that I read by her, we did follow a couple different timelines, and there was like some kind of haunting elements, but you're like kind of questioning if it's really a haunting type thing or if there's actual like truth, like a more realistic explanation. So I'm excited to get into that one, and I really enjoyed the last book that I read by her, so I'm excited to be reading this one as well. And this one I'm using for the Hades prompt, which is to have something with the undead in it, because I believe there's going to be some kind of like ghost type paranormal activity, and we're going to say that they're undead. I'm kind of stretching this one, so you're going to have to go with it. Then my next two books are going to be the ones that go with the Squash That series. Avenue. Words are really not working for me right now. And so, but the first one that I rolled was to read a novella. So that's perfect because I need some short stuff in my life. And I figured I would do Unfinished Business by Christina C. Jones. I read the first book in the series and really, really thought it was cute and enjoyed it quite a bit. And I want to read more by Christina C. Jones, but this is just a duology. So we can finish off the series and be like, yes, awesome. And it's pretty short. It's only like, I think a little over 200 pages. We're going to count that as a novella, and it's going to be great. We're following, there's like these two lawyer paralegals, trying to remember their term of what they are. Anyways, they end up working together in the office, and they had met like the night before and kind of hit it off, but then they realized they were working together, and they were like, oh, we can't be dating, but there's like obvious attraction between the two of them. So the first book's kind of about them and their kind of story, and then I think the second book actually still follows them, and they're trying to like make it work, but they're having a hard time or something. So it's kind of a little more of an established relationship type of book. And so I'm excited to see where that one goes. So that's going to be there. And then also this one is going to be for the prompt for Hephaestus, which is to read a sequel. And then the last book that I'm going to try to also squeeze in this week, which I'm probably not going to talk a ton on this vlog with because I do have another vlog that I'm doing with this one, but I am going to attempt to also read A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This is going to be on the Squash the series. It was, what was it? Oh, it was a book that was on multiple TBRs because I literally have been trying to read this since November for this vlog video that I've been doing, and this other one, and it keeps like, for a few months there, I just was slumping really hard on fantasy. And now I'm more in the mood, but then like I've just had so many books going on that I just haven't had a chance to really dive into this one, but I really want to. So this one's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and we're following, I think, this girl, I don't know. Just know that it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I will tell you more when we actually get going into it, okay? And for the Greek godathon, we're going to use Artemis for that one, which is a book that I'm highly anticipating reading because I've definitely been anticipating reading it for quite a while now. So that's going to be that one. And so yeah, that's my TBR. Those are the 4 books we're going to try to read this week. Hopefully I can get through all of them and I won't get behind because we're on a roll and we're doing good and I'm excited. The last thing we're going to do is just unbox my book of the month box here. I am really excited for this month's picks. Oh my gosh, I saw both of them. I was like, these are both really anticipated books for me and I'm just like, I'm so excited. So here we go. So right on top, we have the Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. I have read The Sundown Motel by her, and I adored it so much. I like the way she kind of mixes in that little bit of paranormal with a mystery and just like, ooh, I'm so excited for this one. So there's that guy. And then the second book that I have in here that I got is The Paris Department by Lucy Foley. I loved the guest list by her. Didn't love her other book as much, The Hunting Party. So we're going to see how I like this one. And yeah, so very excited for both of these. These were both like ones I've been really anticipating getting into this year. Ooh, so excited. Anyways, that's going to wrap this up for now, and I will be back with reading updates when I have them. Hello, my lovely bookish friends. So I'm sitting here, I'm going to wait for my daughter to get out of school, and I'm going to chat with you guys, because it's a perfect time to do it. And of course, the sun's going to come through and make weird shadows. We were doing so good for a minute there. Anyways, got non-bookish exciting news for you guys. Officially got my start date. It's going to be on Monday. I'm so excited. I'm going to be starting my first job as a nurse. Ooh, yeah. I'm like, ooh, I'm so excited. Anyways, that's the non-bookish stuff. Let's talk books. Last night, I got into the audiobook of I Killed Zoe Spanos, and I'm like 60% in. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. We're having a good time, and I understand what the heck is going on. I kind of like went back and reread the synopsis a little bit and just was trying to really listen and figure out what was happening here. So we're following Anna, and she is going to the summer. She's staying the summer for a few months, doing like a nannying job. She just graduated high school. Before she goes away to college, she's doing this job. Kind of get away from some of the toxic things going on in her life. Some of her friends that, maybe aren't helping her make good decisions. Get away from drinking and, all that kind of stuff. And have a different experience. So she's in the Hamptons. But she surprisingly looks a lot like this girl who went missing the December before, whose name was Zoe. And so it's kind of just odd that she kind of looks similar and whatnot. And there's actually a podcast that someone who lives there is like, she's in high school when she's doing the podcast, and she wants to get into investigative journalism. So she has this podcast talking about Zoe's missing persons case, and then slowly turning into the murder case because they do end up finding her body. So we kind of have those two elements that we're following. And then also we are following another timeline in which, after the body's found, in which Anna has actually confessed to murdering Zoe. And then the podcast also continues and is saying that it just doesn't seem right. And so yeah, we've kind of got like a few different kind of timeline jumps or different things that we're following that are making up the whole book, but it's done in a way that it's done well, and it's progressing through the story really easily and smoothly, the way that it's kind of being put together. So as much as maybe it sounds a little like chunky, it's not. I think it's done really well. I do like to listen to my books with podcast elements in them on audio, because then I can listen to it like it's an actual podcast kind of a thing. So I think the audiobook was definitely done well with that, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And the podcast has like some different interviews with people who are involved with the case, and so it's very interesting and I'm enjoying it. And then what else? Oh, The Resting Place. I did start reading a little bit of this one, so I'm like 10 to 12% in. And I'm going to give you a better synopsis of this one too, because I sucked at synopses yesterday. This one, we are following our main character. I cannot remember her name at the moment. I will let you guys know. But she has, it's like hyperpagnasia or something. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like how this is used or not. We'll have to see. But basically she has face blindness. So when she sees someone, she just can't like seem to remember the features of them. So she'll like try and pick out like a specific identifying thing to remind them by. Like somebody's like got really bright blue eyes, so she'll try to like connect that to the person so she can kind of start to remember them. But she shows up to her grandma's place for like her usual Sunday night dinner, and when she gets there, like her grandma doesn't open the door, somebody else does, and then like runs off, and she goes in, and her grandma is like on the ground and like dying, like she was attacked. And so she's basically seen the killer, but she can't remember because she can't remember faces. And now we're following, like, it's been a few months and she's starting to try and recover, but her grandma left her this old estate out in the country that she didn't even know she had, where she used to live when she was a kid, and used to live also with the grandpa. I don't think he was really in the picture a lot when she was a kid though, and she was raised by this grandma. So she goes out there and she meets a lawyer out there and her aunt, and then her boyfriend goes out there with her as well, and they're all going to stay there for a few days to kind of evaluate the estate and all the different like stuff in it so that they can kind of start the process of like, I don't know, all the paperwork that comes with doing all of that. And I think some of it's going to go to her aunt as well, so they're just trying to figure out where all this furniture is going to go and different stuff like that. And so they are at this big, huge mansion, and a couple weird things have started happening. Like, she thinks she's hearing people, like somebody outside, like in the snow, and then she sees like this weird shadow guy out there as well. Oh, sorry, I have itchy nose. Anyways, but she also was having a lot of issues after the event happened with her grandma, and so she's just kind of like questioning whether she's seeing and hearing these things for real or not, and just kind of struggling with some of that. So she definitely has some mental health issues. So I guess one of the things that I'm a little worried about is that it's going to be used as a device in this to move the plot along, and I don't know that it's going to be used in a way, I don't know. Sometimes that stuff just, it doesn't fully work, and sometimes it's okay. That's kind of where I'm at with that one, and I'm assuming that some other weird stuff's going to be happening within this house, and it's going to be kind of possibly haunted, but we're not totally sure. I also am a little questioning with this lawyer guy. I don't know, we don't know a lot about him, but then I also am kind of questioning the aunt because she seems a little weird, and she doesn't have like a super close relationship with the aunt, it sounds like. So we'll see how this all goes and what all becomes of everything. But I am curious. I do tend to like having kind of this haunting mystery element mixed in where we're not sure if it's actually haunted or not. That's something that definitely can very much intrigue me. Oh, and we do have a little bit of some flashbacks to 1965. I don't know if this is the grandma's perspective. I'm not totally sure, but we do have kind of a past timeline of someone that I believe is staying at the mansion that they're staying at now. It's just not fully revealed yet what we're getting there. So, yes. So far that one's going good, but like I said, I'm not that far into it. So, hopefully I'll get a little bit of reading time in a little while. We'll see. I'm not totally sure. But I'm going to pick up my daughter and continue with my day. I really haven't done too much exciting stuff. I'm trying to review some cardiac nursing stuff for when I start work next week, so I can kind of have an idea of what I'm doing, maybe, possibly, you know. Anyways, talk to you soon. Alright, so it is Thursday. I never remember the day of the week in this vlog for whatever reason, but we are officially to Thursday, and I have reading updates for you guys, and another book haul, which I wasn't really expecting. So let's go ahead and start with that, I guess. I went down and I decided to go grab a couple of pairs of scrubs for starting my job next week. So excited! I did get a couple pairs of scrubs. I got the same ones because they didn't have colors that I was like, different colors that I was liking. So I was like, I'll just get navy. So here is like the top. You can really see that, but it's got like a cute little V there, and it's got some pockets, and you know, they're scrubs. And you always just gotta make sure there's lots of pockets. So these pants are kind of nice because they have pockets on both sides. And a stretchy waistband. They're gonna be great. Anyways, so that was my little, what I was going shopping for. But of course, I found books too, because I had to stop and see if, there was anything at the thrift store. So I ended up picking up The One by John Mars, which I have heard a ton of stuff about his books. And there's like several that I've been intrigued about. So I saw this one and I was like, yeah, we're gonna pick that up for sure. It says, a simple DNA test is all it takes. Just a quick mouth swab and soon you'll be matched with your perfect partner. The one you're genetically made for. And then it says like basically that these 5 different people, they all get the notification that they are matched with their person that they connect with. But happily ever after isn't a guarantee for everyone, because even soulmates have secrets and some are more shocking than others. So my understanding is this is definitely more like thriller type of a thing. But I'm very curious. I really enjoy genetics and how that kind of plays into things, and it's always been like a piece of science that I'm very interested in, so I am intrigued by that. And then I also found Milk and Honey by Ruby Carr, and this is like a poetry collection, which I'm not a big poetry person that I know of. I haven't read poetry though since I was like in middle school, and I read like Where the Sidewalk Ends and some of that stuff by Shel Silverstein. Otherwise, I really haven't done a ton of like poetry stuff, so I figured I can pick this up for a couple bucks. I've heard good things about this one from a few people that do read poetry, and so I was like, it's a good one to just like try it out and see if this is something that I would want to read more of or not. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And then I also found When Dimple Met Rishi by Zendaya Menon. I have read this one and I really enjoyed it. I actually listened to it on audio when I was going back and forth to the hospital for clinicals, so it kind of has that memory in my mind, but I just remember laughing a lot throughout the audiobook while I was in the car sitting in traffic. So it made it a little bit more enjoyable to be doing that. So, but when I was going up to the check stand, I like popped it open really fast. And it's signed, which is super cool. So it says, I think Kisses, or Kismet and Kisses, Zendaya Menon. So I found a signed book there. So that's super awesome. So this is my mini little book haul. Okay, so now let's go ahead and chat about reading updates. So I killed Zoe Spanos last night, and I'm kind of disappointed. I don't know. The more I think on it, the more I'm just like kind of irritated about it, because I really was enjoying the story. I was enjoying how the author was weaving in those different timelines, and then the podcast, and we're trying to figure out what's going on with this missing girl and just some different stuff, and why this other girl who didn't seem to have even met Zoe or been in the same town as her, like when she went missing, now all of a sudden she's saying that she's the one who killed her. I don't know. So you're trying to like figure this all out, and I thought the audiobook did a good job of like adding in these different interviews, and I thought it was well done until like the end. In the last like, I don't know, 20% or something, when we're resolving everything, I was like, none of this makes sense. Like, I don't know. I'm just irritated because I feel like the author decided to go in a direction that just didn't work. It didn't explain things. It just felt like it had a ton of holes and it was not well thought out or formed. I'm gonna briefly just like I'll put spoilers here for like a second, just to kind of get this out, do a little venting. If you don't want to hear it, then just skip forward a little bit till it doesn't say spoilers anymore. But I wrote this to Rye this morning because she was like, I didn't really like that book. I'm curious to see what you're going to think. So I told her basically that I had finished it, and I said I was enjoying it quite a chunk until the end, which had so many holes and didn't make sense. It was so stupid. I'm sorry, but someone isn't going to think they are someone else because of childhood memories of being somewhere. So basically, like, she kept having these weird, like, flashbacks, and she would like remember Zoe and thought that she had maybe like met her or seen her and was friends with her, and she just totally forgot about it over like New Year's and like all this weird stuff. And then apparently like she used to know Zoe when she was like a young kid and had been in those areas, and so they were saying that somehow she was connecting the two. What? That no. And then when her sister is confessing to moving the body, I'm thinking, are these cops stupid? Her reason for why she's dumping a body makes no sense at all. Obviously, she had more to do with it. So, like, towards the end, Zoe's sister confesses that she found her sister dead, and she ends up taking their truck and going and dumping her in a lake and all this stuff. But she says that she just found her dead. And we're just believing her that that's just totally what happens. Like, what are you even talking about? You didn't just find somebody dead, and why would you cover it up? Like, you don't have an actual plausible reason as to why you would then cover all of that up. What? Oh man, that was just a mess of an ending. So I ended up giving it 3 stars because I did really enjoy most of the book, but then the ending just really like flopped it down. I put through Cowpile, and I guess I was feeling nice about it last night, and it came out like 3.5, and I was like, I don't know that it quite is there. I don't know. This morning I was like, I'm gonna like dock some points from the plot and a couple of things because I'm just like, so I got it at a 3 right now. There were things that I did enjoy about it. I just wish the ending would have been done differently. So that's my update there. I have read a little bit more of The Resting Place, but not like much. I read a couple chapters, but I'm so tired. My daughter's been sick, and she keeps waking me up at night, and I just haven't been getting great sleep. So I went to bed a little earlier. I got on with the late night crew for a little bit with some of their reading sprints, but I mostly listen to my audiobook during those. But yeah, I just don't really have much more to say on that one yet, so we'll see. But I also realized that 6 Stories by Matt Wesolowski, I think it is. I have this one on my TBR this month, and I was going to read it later this month, but I also already checked it out from my Hoopla app, and it's due back in 11 days. So I'm either going to have to use one of my Hoopla borrows to get it again, or I need to read it like sometime this week, because next week I have a couple other things going on. So maybe we're going to squeeze that one in here at some point too. I'm not totally sure. We'll see. If we do, then I'll talk more about it. But that's going to be it for now.
It's Friday, and I'm hoping it's not too chaotic in here. But just really quick updates. I really didn't read basically anything yesterday, but I have read a little bit today, so I'm like 25% into The Resting Place, still enjoying it, still getting into the story. There's been a couple more kind of weird things happening. The main character like got pushed into a dumbwaiter, and her like boyfriend isn't really believing that these things are happening since she has had some mental health issues recently with some of that. And so yeah, and there's definitely some weird stuff going on with the lawyer, and just very mysterious, not really sure what's happening. And yeah, I'm enjoying it still, so we'll see kind of where it goes. And then also I did start Unfinished Business, which is that second book in the duology. It's like a romance duology, so we are following the same couple, and they have been split up for I think 4 years now, so we're kind of got some flashbacks to when they broke up and what happened, but now they are possibly going to try again. So I'm definitely appreciating some of the conversation that's being had about when you become a mother, and sometimes like you don't always want to be a stay-at-home mom. Some moms want to work, or like you shouldn't be looked down upon for being a different mom than another mom. Just like, it's okay. We're all different, and each mom is unique and different in their own way. Same with dads. They give different things to their family, and that's all good. So very interesting conversation on that so far, but it's cute. I'm about like probably a quarter of the way into that one too. The audiobook's only like 4.5 hours, and I think I'm a little over an hour into it now, so just kind of getting into that. But I won't like give too much away because I feel like you kind of have to read the first one to really get into this one. But I do like Christina C. Jones's writing and like her storylines, and I'm excited to just read a quick little story by her. So I just want to do a quick update for you guys. I don't have a ton to tell you, but I'm going to go right now and try to read a little bit more and make some progress because I don't want to get behind, and I have a lot of books to finish this week and I'm behind. So
hello guys. So it is now Sunday. I did not vlog at all yesterday, and I am at Chloe's salon. She's going to do my hair while I'm chit-chatting a little bit about some reading updates. She does wonderful hair. It's going to be great. All right, go ahead and get started.
Slash mommy's daughter.
Yes, my beautiful girl. So yesterday I spent most of the day listening to the audiobook for A Curse So Dark and Lonely and doing a puzzle, and that's literally mostly what I did all day. I did stop and have movie night with my daughter because we do that every Saturday.
Yep.
We watched, what did we watch?
We watched Lilo and Stitch.
We watched Lilo and Stitch. And then I also stopped a little bit in the evening to hang out with my husband as well. Ugh, remember to start from the bottom. So, but yeah, I was able to start and finish A Curse So Dark and Lonely yesterday, and so that was really good, and I almost finished my puzzle. I was so close. I was so close. But I finished it up this morning. I took a picture, so I'll show you guys, but that was fun. It was nice to just kind of not really do a ton. We also got some snow, which I did take a little bit of video when we ran to the store, so I'll try and throw that in here too. But it was a good day. It was very relaxing. Didn't really want to go too much of anywhere. We just had to make a quick stop at the store because, you know, when it's a snow day, you just want to stay in. That's just what you do. But I also did read a little bit of Camp Spirit. Oh, I can't remember the author. So I was trying really hard to wrap up the Festival of Love. I didn't think I was going to be able to finish all 11 and get my extra title in my book club that I'm a part of in Discord. I'll put the Tilted Kettle book club info down below for you guys, but I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's super interactive. There's a lot of fun stuff. But yesterday was the last day to finish the Festival of Love, and I was just like, I'm not gonna make it. And then I was like, you know what? I think I can. I just have to finish one book, start to finish, and that was A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and then find one other book, like a graphic novel that I can just get really fast for the last prompt. And so that was Camp Spirit. So not on my planned TBR at all. Yes.
So, what kind of hairstyle do you want?
You choose. You always choose really good ones. Maybe some kind of braid or twisty or something. Or...
Okay.
I don't know. You do what you want to do, girl.
So, I'm gonna take a little bit of hair that way.
Okay, so putting hair that way. Got it.
Okay. Just put a little bit back there.
Uh-huh. Very nice.
And then I need this much hair in the back. Real fast.
Okay. You're doing great.
And then I'm gonna twist it.
So, Camp Spirit is this graphic novel. It's about this girl, and she, her mom makes her basically be a camp counselor at this camp for the summer for like 6 weeks, but she really doesn't want to. And she's like, I'm gonna be stuck with all these people from school, like this jock dude and this girl that's like Little Miss Perfect, and she's just like not looking forward to it at all. And so she goes, and then she gets her group of kids that she's like in charge of and taking care of, and they're all redheads, and they're like all over the place and crazy, and she's just like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? What is happening right now? But then she starts making a little bit more friends with some of the other counselors, and especially Little Miss Perfect, actually. So she kind of, you know, is surprised by the friendship that comes between them. She wasn't really expecting. Did I get to pick one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want purple, because purple's my favorite color.
Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of her at this summer camp. The kids are super funny and the way she interacts with them and stuff. And then also the camp chief is like super weird and it seems like there's something going on with him and you're just like, what? So we got kind of this mystery weird thing going on over here and a little bit of a female-female romance, which is really adorable. And it was just fun and I really liked it. So that one I gave 4.5 stars. So that was really good. I don't know if I mentioned, I'm pretty sure I have, that A Curse So Dark and Lonely, I am doing a separate vlog for, so that'll be coming out, so I'm not really going to chat about it, but I did really enjoy that one. And then I made it a little more into The Resting Place on Friday night, but I don't really have more to say. I feel like anything from here on out on that one is kind of going to be a little spoilery, just because of the nature of what kind of book it is, so I don't really want to, like, go into it too much, so I probably won't tell you guys more about it until I've actually finished it. And maybe that'll be tonight, it might be tomorrow, I'm not really sure. Today, since yesterday, I kind of did my own thing. Today, I just really want to hang out with the fam, hanging out with this little munchkin and my husband.
I have to start over.
Oh no, start over, that's not good. Alright, try again. That's okay, I'm patient.
This hair tie is like not letting me braid.
What a mean hair tie. So, and then later tonight, my brother, both my brothers and my brother's wife are coming over, and I'm living like with my parents kind of. We're in like a separate little apartment.
Actually, one of her brothers broke up with one of the girls, so
yeah,
Lexi might not be coming over.
Correct, yeah. One of my brothers had a breakup recently, so we don't have anyone coming with him. It'll just be him. But it's my other brother's birthday tomorrow. So tonight we're having family dinner and we're going to pull out like the fire pit outside and do some s'mores and, you know, just hang out and do some family stuff. So it should be a good time. Gonna have some fun. And then tomorrow is my first day at work. So excited. So I got to get some good rest and be up early tomorrow and headed to work. And I'm so excited. Anyways, so that's my kind of updates for now, and I'm going to finish getting my hairstyle done here, and then I will show you guys when it's all done, and you guys can see how good Miss Chloe is at her Chloe's salon. Alright guys, my hair is done, and I also did little Miss Chloe's. She looks so cute.
It looks like a horse.
Come here, let's see from the back. Turn. Beautiful. Alright, can you hold it so they can see the back of my hair?
This is Bobby.
Okay, now you can see it easier, so then you can make it where they can see it. How's it look, guys? Look at that pretty flower and little braids. Oh, you did such a good job. Alright guys, it's Tuesday morning and I'm here to just kind of wrap things up for this vlog and be able to get started into the next week's vlog. So we did pretty good this last week. I finished both books for Squash That Series, which was A Curse So Dark and Lonely and Unfinished Business, and I had prompts for Greek godathon for both of those as well, and those both went well, so good reading there. Then we had I Killed Zoe Spanos, which I counted into the Greek godathon, and you guys know how that one went. Kind of tanked a little bit at the end, but was good until that point. And then, what else? Oh, I'm working on The Resting Place. I was really hoping to finish it last night so I could just like be like, done. I finished all 4 books that I was trying to read, but I was so tired. I ended up passing out at like 9:20. I was just like, I'm so tired after this first day, and with the time change this past weekend and everything, I needed the extra sleep, so I'm like really close to the end. I'm like a good 90% in right now. My Kindle says that I have like less than an hour of reading, so I should be finishing that one up soon, but unfortunately I haven't yet, and I honestly don't know how I'm feeling about it. I don't hate it, but I'm not super loving it, but I feel like there's been some twists that I was expecting it to be a little bit more predictable. Like I was like, I know what's going on here, and it surprised me and it went a different direction than I was really thinking. So
that's good. I'm wondering if there's gonna be maybe just a little more twist here, and then it could really like kind of amp this up a little bit more. But it's been really easy to read, and I'm enjoying it. It's just, yeah, it's kind of like middle ground at the moment for me. So I'll try and finish that one up, and I'm gonna have like a dedicated review for this one, since it is an arc that I will put up on my channel as well. So be looking out for those things. But yeah, I'm about to head in for my second day of orientation. I was gonna try and talk to you guys yesterday, but it just didn't happen. I was here all day, and then I just forgot, and then I was exhausted. So yeah, I'm going in. I pretty much have orientation like all week, Monday through Friday right now. So yesterday was like general hospital orientation stuff, and then today is like computery charting information stuff for the next couple days. Well, I mean, it's nothing like super exciting or fun, but at the same time, like, it is really exciting. So I'm wearing my scrubs today. I've got my little badge. I'm feeling like a real nurse. Anyways, I will talk to you guys in the next vlog. So again, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you guys have been up to, what you've been reading, and we'll chat down in the comments. Bye, guys.